I'm merely getting you going. As an ode to Mike Golick, we should mention that Brady Quinn got his first action for the Cleveland Browns over the weekend. And boy, in mop-up time against the Scrubbies, I mean, this is you get on the 3s and 4 lines when you get into the fourth quarter. He did look very good, led the Browns on a long drive, then only scored on a touchdown pass, but also scored on a 2-point conversion, because it's always important to not just win, but also cover in the preseason when you're going against the Lions. Brady Quinn, should he play or should he sit this year, Michael Smith? It's the question that I think every general manager, every president of football operations, every head coach is asking themselves when you draft a quarterback in the first round, maybe early in the second, and you have a guy that everybody tells you is your next guy, and you try and where do you fall in the play or sit for rookie quarterback?
And you touched on it earlier, I don't think there's a hard and fast rule. But personally, I err on the side of caution. I go with sit them until you're sure that they're ready or until you have nothing to lose. I mean, there are lots of examples on both sides. You got guys that have sat either for entire seasons or for the better part of their rookie seasons. You got guys that have played relatively early and survived. You look at Alex Smith in San Francisco, had a disastrous rookie season, 1 touchdown, 11 picks. Didn't play the whole year, but 1 touchdown, 11 picks.
Yeah.
And now he's one of the up-and-coming quarterbacks in the league. You look at other guys like David Carr, who never recovered. You talking about Tim Couch, who the Jaguars just cut, never recovered. So I'm in the middle, and I don't think there's a it's not black and white. But I will say, in the case of Brady Quinn, doesn't have the best supporting cast. That line is still coming together. They're still building that line. Got Joe Thomas in the draft. The receivers are still young. He's going to see some heat when he gets out there, Doug. And I wouldn't put him out there until I was sure that he had a total command of the offense. And not just the command of the offense, was also ready to be able to have a rapport with his receivers, which he missed a lot of practice time with the holdout, and ready to face a heavy rush.
No, look, I would agree with you. You don't just throw a guy to the dogs. I think Cleveland's a little bit different now than, say, they were with Tim Couch. I think because they have a lot of young pieces in part, it's a chance for them to grow together. It's a chance for them to go through their mistakes together, and not like an expansion team. I think if anything history has taught us, and not that there won't be any more expansion in the NFL, but if there was, you definitely don't draft a quarterback 1 overall and put him in. I mean, Carr and Tim Couch, both.
Well, but Peyton Manning.
But that was an expansion team.
Oh, okay, an expansion team. I'm sorry. Okay,
I'm talking only
expansion team. I'm sorry. You did say that.
When you start over with a whole team.
Gotcha.
And the Baselli thing, obviously, if they had him, he would have gotten hurt. Texans, their whole future may have been dramatically different. He may have had somebody covering his backside. But regardless, I think everything is. I mean, you said unless you have nothing to lose. Generally, when you get a quarterback that early in the first round, it's generally you got nothing to lose.
Well, I meant the question if you're 0-5, like the Titans were last year, they put in Vince Young, for example. That's what I meant.
Now you can get some guys in some bad habits, but I think the Alex Smith thing is the perfect reason to play guys, because you find out what a guy's made of. All right, he can go through that the first year, just like Peyton Manning went through 3-13 his first year, just
Troy
like
Aikman,
Troy Aikman.
15, wasn't it?
But if you have the, let's just say, lower intestinal fortitude to come back from that, to look your teammates in the eye and still think you can lead them, I think it shows that you're worth it, and some guys don't. And it's the metal, it's the chops that make these great quarterbacks. So I almost think I err on the other side. I err, throw the guy in, let's see what he can do, because he may not have the skills, he may not be able to read the defense, but it's about it being a competitor. Being a great quarterback is not about having the best skills, because if it was, Jeff George would be one of the great quarterbacks in the history of the game.
Right.
It's about the entire package, and more than anything, it's about how good a competitor are you.